Now, the whole time before this, she couldn't get him to see reason. He was so angry that she didn't tell him that she was going out there to see Bonnie's mother. He didn't seem to care about anything at all, even about her. Didn't matter who he had to step on or who he had to go through. He just wanted to destroy Klaus. But as soon as she tells him that she kissed Damon, you could see it, his whole demeanor changed. Like he just softened, and it's like everything just came crashing down around his shoulders, and all that anger just started to bleed away, and he just kind of turned, I don't know, numb. And he got up and he walked to his car, and he drove away. Barely even 2 words. And she calls Bonnie to make sure that she's okay. Bonnie says that everything's fine. They got the drop on the hybrid and managed to escape. And Abby apologizes for her partner. She said she had no choice because he was going to make Jamie, shoot himself. You know. And she says to her, I might not have any magic now, but I think if you help me, I might be able to get it back. And if I can, then I can help you. Because she felt like she did all this for Jamie. Maybe it's time now that she does something for her own child. And the connection between them is still kind of tenuous. I mean, they've only just barely met, but I think it's something that they'll probably work on for the rest of the season. She seems like a decent person who just kind of made a mistake, and she's seeing that now. On the flip side, Tyler is in immense pain and doesn't want to shift, but he knows that he has to. He doesn't have a choice. And Kelly's father keeps beating on him until he finally does. The only thing is they don't realize how much increased strength that Tyler has now that he's a hybrid, and he manages to break his bonds. And her father tries to escape, but winds up getting attacked and almost ripped to shreds. Damon goes to see Meredith in the hospital to kind of warn her off against Rick, saying you need to stay away from him because he doesn't need any psycho crap. And she is completely nonplussed by him, and pretty much reveals that she knows exactly what he is, because he says, I can tell everybody here that you're a member of the council, and that there are vampires here, and blah 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 blah. And at risk of having herself exposed, she takes him into a back room to have a more private conversation with him. And this is the first person I've ever seen actually manage this in a closed setting that is not a vampire. She actually managed to get the drop on Damon, and she injected him with vervain. And despite the fact that he drinks vervain on a daily basis, he was knocked out cold, and she took a sample of his blood and then left it there. He regains consciousness and is kind of irritated, but not so much that he wants to kill him. I mean, it's not that big a deal. She didn't really do anything to him except take a little bit of his blood. And he's like, dude, you need to fix your psycho problem, because this chick is nuts. She vervained me and blood jacked me. I mean, really? This girl's crazy. So Rick goes to the hospital to see her to find out what the hell she thinks she's doing. And she takes him into the hospital room where Caroline's father is. And he's dying. And he was ripped up very, very badly. And she says to him, well, you want to know why it is that I do this? Because sometimes I have to cheat. I want to save lives so bad. And sometimes when I know that I can't, I have to resort to cheating. And she injects Caroline's father with Damon's blood, which of course later on heals him very quickly. So because she revealed her secret to him and she seems sincere, he reveals to her that he's a vampire hunter. And when she asks him how he was able to walk out of the hospital being hit by a car, he shows her the special ring. And they have a little kissy moment just as Elena walks in, and it's so cute how they get this, the whole thing just gets awkward. And Meredith leaves, but Rick is so, you can tell, like, on his face, he feels so bad about it because it's her house, you know, and Jerry's house, and Jenna's house, and she's like, look, Jenna would want you to move on, to be happy. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. So while this is going on, they realize that things are becoming tenuous where the coffins are concerned. And if Stefan's pretty much stalled Klaus as much as he can possibly stall him, and is at a point where there's just nothing else that they can do. He follows Damon to the witch house. He says, if you don't give it up, it's going to get even nastier. And curiously enough, when Damon was in the house before, the witches didn't like him, and they used to screw with his sun ring and make it not work so he would burn every time a swatch of light would touch him. But apparently, because of how much he's changed, they've kind of let up on that and now see that he's become a good person. Weird, huh? But they don't like Klaus, and he purposely insulted them in their own home. And they made him hurt the witchy migraine thing on him quite a few times, and yeah, that was pretty nasty. But he threatens them by saying that if they don't show him the coffins, he will destroy what's left of their entire line, meaning Abby, Bonnie, whatever's left. So they feel they have no choice, and they release their spell on the coffins that are right there. Now, there was 4 coffins. It was the 3. Actually, technically, there's supposed to be 5. But Klaus has Rebecca in another coffin at his mansion. So there's only 4 left. There's the 3, Elijah, and the 2 other brothers, and the 4th coffin with the unknown in it, the one that is sealed with a spell that everyone thinks is the key to bringing out Klaus. There wasn't enough time for Damon to remove all 4 of the coffins, so he removed the special one, the one that wasn't able to be opened, because that was their leverage. Yeah, sure, you can take the other 3 coffins. Not a big deal, but we still have leverage. So Klaus uses his hybrid, moves the coffins to his mansion. So now he's got 4 coffins. Rebecca, Elijah, and the other 2 brothers. And he thinks, oh, you know, I finally got the leg up on them. Stefan comes home after the whole ordeal with Elena and Bonnie and her mother, and he's quite pissed off. And without even saying 2 words, he just walks straight into the parlor and flat out decks Damon, knocks him across the face. Every ounce of vampire strength that he has in his body. And Damon's just like, well, it looks like you and Elena had a heart to heart. So he knows that he knows, and yeah. He didn't seem that upset. I mean, pissed, yes, but not like he was with Catherine. More like disappointed, but not surprised. And I think he just punched him just to get it off his chest, really. Because, I mean, he had to know at this point with the way that he treated her that there was no going back. But maybe he just was kind of surprised that she gravitated the other way. So then he asked him, all right, did you manage to get the coffins out in time? He said, no, there wasn't time, but I did manage to get this. I did manage to take the one most important coffin out, the one that doesn't open, and this. And he takes out of his jacket one of the black daggers that can be used against an original vampire. And everybody's thinking to themselves, please let it be Elijah, please let it be Elijah, please let it be Elijah. And lo and behold, it's Elijah! In the very last scene, as they're putting the coffins into the parlor in Klaus's mansion, Klaus is all, you know, he's in this place where he thinks everything's good. He's got exactly what he wants. He has all this power. And the hybrid's like, so what's next? And before he can even answer, a hand comes through his chest, pulls his heart out, and the poor guy drops dead. And there's Elijah just standing there, and Klaus is like, Elijah. He says, so, hello, Klaus. What did I miss? And that's where the episode ends. And I know that every fan was like, yes, 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 Elijah. The the biggest question is, obviously he was already awake and well fed, so that means that Damon daggered him a while back, maybe a couple of hours. Question is, did Damon have a conversation with him and explain to him everything that's been going on and secure his allegiance, or at least his help, or are we not sure which way Elijah's going to go? I mean, you have to think, considering that Klaus almost ripped his heart out of his chest, that Elijah's going to be pretty pissed. You know. I would hope that he would not take Klaus's side in this, but we don't know right now. It's kind of up in the air how it's going to go. Hopefully, we'll have Elijah on our side where he needs to be. I haven't looked at the preview for next week's episode yet, but I will. Actually, next episode is in 2 weeks. So I guess we will see you then. All in all, really good episode. Kind of slow going, but I think it answered a lot of questions and also raised some new ones. Some definitive things about Elena and Damon and how she feels about him. I'm feeling a very soon definitive end for things between Elena and Stefan if it continues going down this road. And just overall, very excited that Elijah is back. One of my favorite characters. Ugh, excited. So that's all for me. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks for episode 13. Peace out.